In the previous video, we left the question as to how MVC associated the URL comicbooks/detail with our controller action unanswered. Let's answer that question now. In the URL http://teamtreehouse.com/ HTTP is the protocol and teamtreehouse.com is the host name. Typically, the host name is the domain name of the website. However, when running websites locally, the special name localhost is used. The number following the colon after the host name is our port number, which in my case is 50153. Your port number might be different, as Visual Studio assigns a random number when creating ASP.NET projects. Using a different explicit port number for each project allows each to be run locally at the same time, even though they're all using the same host name, localhost. If the terms URL, protocol, hostname, or port are unfamiliar to you, check the teacher's notes for links to resources that will explain these concepts in detail. The URL http://localhost:50,153/ would display the default page for our website. Often, this page is referred to as the home page. For the URL http://localhost:50,153/comicbooks/detail, everything to the right of the port number is known as the path. So while the combination of the host name and the port number is used to determine which website the request is intended for, the path is used to determine which resource within that website is being requested. Whenever MVC processes a request, it uses simple pattern matching against the path to determine the name of the controller and action that should be used in the form of controller/action. So, the URL path comicbooks/detail would map to a controller named comicbooks and an action method named detail. The process of matching a URL to a controller action is called URL routing. URL routing is not unique to ASP.NET MVC. Many other web frameworks, both server-side and client-side, use the concept of URL routing. Let's take a closer look at why we're getting an error when requesting our website's homepage. When making a request without supplying a path, MVC will default the controller name to home and the action name to index. We're getting a 404 error because our project doesn't contain a controller named homeController, let alone a method on that controller named index. If we were to request the URL path, comic books, MVC would successfully find our comic books controller, but we'd still get a 404 error because our controller currently doesn't contain an action method named index. In a later video, we'll add the index action method, which will display a list of comic books. We're just scratching the surface of what URL routing is capable of, but for now, these basic concepts are just what we need to know in order to continue building out our website. Our controller's detail action method currently just returns a string literal. Let's see if we can improve upon that design in the next video.